My name is DJ St. John, and this is Practice Speech number 4. Medical tourism is the practice of going outside of your home country to seek medical treatment in another country. Right now, it's far more popular in other countries and has been for several decades now. It is growing to popularity, though, in the U.S. Increasingly, medical tourism is becoming a viable option in certain circumstances, according to CashMoneyLife.com. And this is because the U.S. healthcare system is the most expensive in the world, and our costs are projected to grow dramatically in the coming years. Yet our health outcomes are worse than many other nations. Ineffective care puts our population through unnecessary treatments. It leaves us in worse health than we were when we went in, and now because of it, our lifespans have been shortened. And the high cost of healthcare, in all honesty, makes everything in the economy more expensive and reduces the resources that individual families and the nation have to invest in our collective future. Much of that you can find on petersonhealthcare.org. For the most part, though, medical tourism is happening for all of the same reasons that jobs and entire industries are being moved offshore to other countries. This is because, well, there are large cost imbalances that exist between rich countries and poor countries. So medical tourism seeks to take advantage of a slice of that, and lower costs and wages in less developed countries allows for that. Some of the advantages of medical tourism are lower costs. You can save 40 to 80% difference between going out of country and staying in your home country for the exact same medical procedure. Medical procedures that are not covered or approved by your insurance here might be something that becomes a more viable option to you in another country to make it so that it's more affordable, since you can't get it here and get it covered by your insurance. Experimental procedures and medical procedures that aren't yet approved in the U.S. is another reason. Much of our stuff has come from there. Many of the surgeries that we have today were things that started in other countries, and people did medical tourism to go over there because it wasn't available here. Because the U.S. does have the highest and most strict regulations for the FDA in order to allow for things of that nature, in order to try and keep citizens safe and healthy. Many of the medical practitioners that you would be seeing and allowing to perform procedures on you were educated here in the U.S. anyways, so you know that they know at least enough about what they need to do. And like everything else, healthcare is honestly just going global. A prime example would be for maybe you're looking into a gastric sleeve surgery. The average of that is about $9,600 to $26,000 price range, depending on where you are in the United States. Most often you're going to be quoted about $14,900, and the average price, though, for an actual gastric sleeve surgery in the U.S. is about $16,800. Here in Wyoming specifically, it's actually a lot more than that. It's $22,250 in the state of Wyoming to have a gastric sleeve surgery. But if you were to travel to Oklahoma, it's only $9,795. And this is all according to a 2015 survey that was done by obesitycoverage.com. Even more dramatic of a difference in price is if you popped across the border to Mexico, you can get the same surgery, round trip airline, everything for $4,200 average. Give or take, it's going to depend on where you're at there. That's a crazy amount of money to be saving by just popping across the border versus trying to figure out how you're going to come up with that kind of cash here. Because mind you, your insurance is going to charge a hospital a lot more than what they're going to charge you cash out of pocket. So the cons of going with medical tourism would be the risks. There's always going to be a risk. You run the risk of infection. You run the risk of not being able to sue for malpractice if something were to go wrong, because several other countries may not have the same medical standards, or they may not have any at all. You do need to know about all of those things before you travel. You have to worry about the risks that come with foreign travel. You don't know what kind of communicable diseases you could come in contact with that could make you no longer a viable option, or that could be a lot worse off, or create an infection for you trying to come home. Know what it is that goes on in that country, for what their illnesses are that are curable, treatable, and preventable. Just be prepared. Long-term follow-up is also not usually something that they discuss or have included in your price package. So you need to know whether or not there's going to be long-term care involved. What is it? How much extra? How often? Is it possible to set that up so that you have your procedure in one place, but maybe once you reach the long-term care portion of it, you can have that handled by your regular primary care physician here in the United States. Also, if you were to go to passportmedical.com, they're the equivalent of a travel agency, and they will help you through the entire process if you're feeling overwhelmed. So if they don't have your procedure, you can contact them and they will help you not only to locate a doctor for that, but they're going to help you with your flight, your itinerary, and everything else that's needed so that it is an all-inclusive package. They are the greatest option to go to, no different than a travel agent, to save money, and you're still going to be getting the medical attention that you need. So, yes, I would have to absolutely say and agree that medical tourism is a viable option, and in today's world might be becoming our best option. Do your homework, don't go in blind, and make sure that you know what you need, and make sure that you always have an interpreter, just in case you don't know the language.